welcome back to my channel. Alright, so today's video is going to be a video tutorial on my preschool learning workbook, which is a workbook that I first created about a year ago to use with my toddler for tot school. So this was about last summer, which was when I posted the first video of this workbook, but I have since then used it with her for a while, so I have improved on some things in this workbook. So this would be what you would call, I guess, the revised edition of the preschool learning workbook. So like I've said, I've improved it, I've moved around some things, added, taken away, and some stuff of course stayed the same. So I am very excited to show you guys this new revised edition of my preschool learning workbook. And my toddler is currently 3 years old and she is no longer using this workbook because she has already mastered everything in here. She has moved on to pre-K level work. She's still doing some preschool work, but mostly pre-K level work. So this was a very essential resource for her to get to where she is now. So yeah guys, I'm very excited to show you guys this workbook, so let's get into it. Alright guys, so this is the cover of my preschool learning workbook. So it's very important for me to tell you guys that you are not going to receive anything in the mail. You are not going to get this physical workbook like this. It is a instant download of all the pages that you're going to see here, so you guys are going to have to print out the pages and set it up yourself if you are to buy this workbook. And something else important that I wanted to know, if you have already bought this learning workbook, you guys have the old edition, so I don't want you guys to worry thinking that you have to buy this workbook again. So you simply have to go to your Teachers by Teachers downloads and re-download it, and you will have this new edition that you see right here. Alright, so let's get into the workbook. So over here, I put a place for the name and the year. So if you put it in a binder like this, it's obviously reusable and you can erase, so you can use for multiple children in a classroom or multiple kids that you have of your own, like if you're homeschooling for example. So it can be used for multiple children, which was another important factor for me in creating this workbook, because I saw a lot of workbooks out there that, you know, you can use once and then that's it. So it was really important for me to make something reusable. Alright, so let's get into this. So these are the chapters. I'm not going to go through every single chapter, but I will go through most of them. But I will say every chapter now. So chapter 1 is the toddler basics. Chapter 2 is the alphabet. Chapter 3 is numbers. Chapter 4 is shapes. Chapter 5 is colors. Chapter 6 is fruits. Chapter 7 is vegetables. Chapter 8 is seasons. Chapter 9 is weather. Chapter 10 is continents. Chapter 11 is pets. Chapter 12 is feelings. And lastly, chapter 13 is the body parts. Alright, so here I lay out some instructions for the workbook. And here are the products that I recommend to set up this workbook. So the binder, of course, which you see right here, the binder pocket. If the binder doesn't already have a binder pocket, this one does. So if yours does, you don't need it, of course. Dry erase marker set, which I have right here. The laminator I use for certain laminating pages that you will see later on that I will show you. Laminating sheets, sheet protectors like this, and Velcro dots. So I definitely recommend sheet protectors for these pages over laminating, because it's just less work for you to like have to put every single page through a laminator. 1, 2, it's cheaper than buying laminating sheets, and 3, I just feel like it's better because it's easier to wipe than laminating sheets. I know because I had laminated some pages before and it was just easier for me to have these. It's much easier to wipe clean than having these pages all laminated. Alright, so let's move on. Chapter 1 is the toddler basics that I include right here, which is the alphabet and the number chart. So it's really important when you're first introducing the alphabet to not only have them recognize the letters, but also the phonic sounds of it. So you, for example, you would go A, B, B, C, K, and so on. And same for the numbers. 1, you also want to show them physically, like what 1 represents. Like for example, here I have some manipulatives. You can use, you know, pom-poms, counters, pebbles, you know, buttons, whatever you have on hand to physically show them the numbers. And something else I feel like is a very important tool is music. So, you know, for example, the alphabet song, a number song, there's tons of videos out there where you can show the music that goes along with learning, and I feel like it's really important for them to grasp the alphabet and the numbers, and that's what I did for my toddler. Also, flashcards are really great, a really great tool. Okay, so here I have some pre-writing worksheets, and this is really important for them to get to the next chapter, which is tracing the alphabet. So initially they can use their finger and then they can move on to markers like they have right here. And it's really important that you guys use thicker markers rather than the thinner ones, because it's easier for them to control and to grasp than the thinner ones, of course, especially when they're just starting. So here I have just some vertical lines, and then over here I have more advanced lines like the straight line, zigzag line, and a squiggly line. Alright, so chapter 2 is the alphabet. So here I have for letters A through Z, and for every letter I have the 4 objects that start with this letter. So you would first start with having the child, trace it with their finger or with a marker, and that'll help them identify everything on this page. So after the tracing, you'll be like, this is letter A. What starts with A? And then you would go airplane, alligator, and an apple. And you would do this for every single letter. And of course, when the child is starting, you wouldn't have them do every single letter every single day. You would have them do like a letter and a number. A day is a great place to start. So chapter 3 is numbers. So it's the same idea as the alphabet. The child can trace the number with their finger or with the markers when they're ready. And over here I wrote out the number. And here they have to fill in the corresponding number to this one. So the number that represents like 1, they can either circle it or fill it in, or they can use manipulators. And I think manipulators is a really important component of the hands-on learning, the interactive learning. To have a more engaging experience means the child will learn in a more effective way, which is what I did with my toddler. So for example, here it's 1. So they, for example, these are counters. They're going to take 1 counter and place it right here. Now this goes all the way from numbers 1 through 10. And these manipulators, to be honest, you guys, can be anything. They can be like these are buttons, pom-poms, counters, pebbles. They can be little candies, food, stickers, whatever you know will help your child learn better and keep them more engaged. At one point I used jelly beans for her, and obviously she loved eating them afterwards. Chapter 4 is shapes. Now I'm going to explain the whole laminating process to you guys. So alright, over here is the next one, is shapes. From here on forward it is matching. So you guys, if you purchase this, you're gonna see like 2 pages of shapes, for example. So over here they're gonna see a page like the one underneath here that's gonna have them all written out. I'm gonna say star and square, and then the top one is for you guys to cut out. So here I have an example of it. This is what you guys are gonna have to cut out. Well, first laminate, and then cut out, and then add Velcro dots too, and then the end result will be this. So these are laminated right here, and then here's the Velcro dot that they will have to attach, which is great for hand-eye coordination and fine motor skills, and also a more engaging learning activity for them to learn their shapes. So of course you do not have to laminate it and add Velcro dots. You guys can simply cut them out and have them place them and then put it in the binder pocket. But I feel like this is just a more effective way for them to learn, and fun, and also it really preserves the cutouts and keeps them on the same page as you add Velcro dots. So now the next activities are colors, like this one. Here you have to attach the crayons to the corresponding color, and it goes all the way up to body parts, like I showed you guys in the beginning with all the chapters laid out here. Alright guys, and that is it for this preschool learning workbook tutorial. I hope you guys found anything whatsoever in this video helpful, educational, inspiring, or motivating to maybe create something like this for your own child or student. If not, you guys can always purchase this workbook. I will have the links down below. It's going to be on my Etsy and Teachers Pay Teachers page. I'm actually throwing a sale on my Teachers Pay Teachers page for 2 days now for 20% off anything on my page if you guys are interested. I will probably include some clips of my daughter using this at the end of the video. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.